Hello, and welcome back to this channel. Today's going to be a very fun video because once again, we're going to be doing day 3 of planting and germinating everything. Now, if you guys have seen some of our most recent videos, we've been getting ready a lot of the cilantro, and we've been soaking it, and we just planted that yesterday. But in yesterday's video, we also started soaking our microgreen seeds. Now, right now we're soaking 2 different types of seeds, while 2 of the 5 need soaking, so those are going to be the sunflowers and the peas, while the other 3 are going to be smaller seeds that don't really need soaking before. So those will be planted also today. There's also some stuff we really need to do that I'll talk about a little bit more in a second, but before we do go to start today's video, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you're not upset with you, and please like this video. Let's go start today's video. Now, number 1, walking throughout the room, there's a lot of stuff happening very quickly. But at some point today, I really need to clean up the strawberries a little bit more, but putting that to the side, something that I think is really interesting is I'm going through these trays a lot faster than I thought I would. So that's gonna have to be put on the list. Also, looking outside, we have bricks outside. You're probably wondering why do I need to talk about that? So for all the microgreens, they stack up onto a tray. And then as they get taller and taller, you need to put another tray on the very top one. So let's say this is full of microgreens. We're gonna put this tray on top to kind of block it out and put more weight on it. But the thing is, something that really helps the microgreens do good and grow their root structure into the soil is weight. And it really helps them get a lot stronger too. So what I've been doing lately is I put weights. Those weights roll. So when the tower becomes more unstable with all the plants growing and pushing up, eventually it's going to start to lean a little bit. But the second it starts leaning, that weight is going to just kind of, I guess, roll to the side that's leaning. So it just pushes it even more, which is good in some ways, but it's bad because when I walk in the room the next day to check up on everything, in the worst case scenario, I got half the microgreens all over the floor. So that's worst case scenario, but I will say, definitely not my favorite thing there. Now, walking throughout the rest of the room, there's definitely a lot of stuff we need to do, a lot of prepping. This week we're gonna have a lot to do, and it's gonna be very fun. So I guess right now I'm just gonna go ahead and start the time lapse. Now again, in today's video, we're just gonna be doing microgreens. And if you guys happen to see in the germination room, we are germinating and soaking a ton of pea seeds. If you guys saw the video we posted yesterday, when I put all the peas in, it was maybe up to here. That just shows you how much it grows when all the peas soak up all that water. Sunflowers don't really do that at all, which I think is interesting, but at the end of the day, that's still fine. As long as they're still getting more soaked and more moist ready for germination, that's exactly what we need. So, for now, I'm gonna go ahead and start the time lapse, and we'll go on from there. Wait. I completely forgot to talk about this. I meant to talk about this first, but this is the new system that I'm talking about. So I've had a lot of problems with, and I've gotten really sick of having to dump the bucket full of water from the dehumidifier every single day. It's just kind of that daily task that needs to happen 3 or 4 times a day. So something that I thought might be significantly better is if we get a pump. So in here, I've had to break off a little bit right here, but that's still fine. But right here, we actually have a sensor right here. So when the water goes up and it goes up to the sensor, the pump is going to kick on. So you can see the pump is going right now. It's going to the very bottom. I don't know if it's going to stay on. We want it to stay on. Let's walk into the other room. It's going to go all the way up this tube and then empty out in here. So you can also see how much water is actually filling it up with. We can go ahead and start draining that, but I mean, it's going to go all the way through here, behind the table. Let's kind of hide it a little bit, and then boom, into here. Right now it's not plugged in, but it's going to be put into this in a second once I can start the time lapse. But I guess for the most part, let's go and start the time lapse of just a super productive day. Also, I do want to show this. Check out the color of the leaves on this, of the baby plants, and then when we go over here, check out the leaves on these. You can see these are a lot more of an adult color. I think it's really funny because as we get over here, the grow light is a lot lighter over here, but it's almost a little bit like it's interesting. So I've had a little bit of some issues with the grow lights in this section. I think it's interesting because they almost look a little bit darker over here from a distance. So I think I've had the grow lights fixed for the most part. That is just going to be how all of them are. I think it's interesting because the intensity on those grow lights in Pacific have not been as strong as this. I checked the lumens a few times, so I've replaced them a few times, and I think they're good now, but it's definitely a little bit interesting. And what's funny is it's just not the darker leaves too. I've had a few of the lighter leaf colors do that too. Maybe it's just the power input too, because there's a few sections that do that too. But I mean, for the most part, now I keep saying we're gonna start the time lapse. Now we're literally gonna start the time lapse. So let's go ahead and start. All right, I just finished all of them. They're all looking absolutely fantastic. But the thing is, something has to weigh them on top. So that's what we're gonna do when we head out here. Now, it's about those bricks I was talking about earlier. So the thing is, when I bought them, they looked like they were the correct size. They're also the smallest size I could get my hands on, so it was kind of the only choice, I guess. But the problem is, they looked like they were good enough. I didn't have any measuring stuff. Didn't measure it when I was there. Didn't measure the stuff before I got there. But they're slightly too big by about an inch. So what I'm gonna do, well, and I can't exactly return weld bricks. So I have some tools. I don't exactly have a concrete saw, but I do have some tools where I think I might be able to kind of do an indent right here, kind of like a little line I can kind of chip at a little bit and be able to hit it with a hammer at the perfect point where it just kind of cracks in this area. Obviously, it's not going to be incredibly like smooth like this, and it's going to be a little bit sharp. I'm thinking after that, I can sand a little bit. Obviously, that's not going to work the best, but I have some other tools, kind of the sanding idea there. I'm going to be using some tools to kind of smooth it out a little bit. But we'll just have to see. And obviously, I mean, if it doesn't do good, I'm going to do one. And if it's like, man, that was actually really, really bad, or like if it cracked all the way down, then that'll be different. But I'm going to go ahead and grab some tools really quickly and start really chipping away at these. All right, heading into the germination room. And everything is so far, well, I will say I didn't have any luck at getting the perfect cut in it. So I just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna hit the brick extremely hard and crack it into a ton of littler pieces, I guess. And that's what I did. I'm gonna place them down. I have about 6 on the bottom level. On some, I guess. I guess all of them are 5, actually. Just one giant piece in the middle. But I ended up adding more on the top just to give it extra weight. Because the more weight, the stronger it's going to make the microgreens. You guys, well, every single time I do one of these videos, I always get people asking, why on earth do I have to add weight? Because, I mean, even for me working with this, sometimes it does seem like, well, that's the point. But here's the reasoning behind it. Adding that weight, pushing the seeds down a little bit more, will help promote the idea of those roots forming and growing directly into the soil base. It also makes the seedlings way stronger. So actually, once our customers will eat the microgreens, they taste incredibly crunchy, incredibly good, because they're growing way stronger than like how maybe the strawberry plants are. Now I will say you can't do that to every plant. Obviously, if I was growing strawberries and put a brick on top of it, the plant would not be living tomorrow. It would, I mean, even if I did it for maybe 1 second, it'd probably just crush the plant. So I will say that it is only for microgreens we do this. We don't germinate anything else with 15 pounds on top of the plant. But I mean, it definitely does work for microgreens. It makes them really, really strong. So for the most part, this is going to be the end of the video. Today was incredibly productive, and it's going to be really, really cool to see everything growing. I'm a little bit nervous about if the germination room is going to be able to house all of this stuff, because, I mean, just these 2 rows right here, 1 and then 2 right here is going to be 6 trays. If we walk in here, just one of those towers is 6 trays. That shorter one is 6 trays. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, because if I'm going to be filling up 4 shelves worth of microgreens every week, it's going to be a lot of towers. So I guess I'll have to figure that out eventually, but for the most part, again, this is sadly going to be the end of the video. So if you guys like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you're not missing our video, and please like this video. Thank you all so incredibly much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys when we post next. Peace.